Hey everyone, it's Apache here and welcome back to another episode of Modded Megaquarium, the epic freshwater sandbox. Thank you very much for joining me today and continuing to show your support for the series. If you do enjoy this episode, please leave a like and a comment, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe as well. So today I want to work on this room here, the very first room that people walk into. So I want to basically just rip everything out and start again in here. Now there's a couple of creatures that we do want to save because they are really quite important. Everything else will go, and then we will fill it back up with other stuff later on. So the one that I really want to save is this little fella here, the California 2-spot octopus. Now you can come over here and join this tank here, because this is... it needs some cave. So we do actually have a bit of space in here, I believe. Yes, we do. Okay. So we can actually add into here one of these drop-off scenery things. We can place that into there and he will be fine. And yeah, work well with the crabs in there. And we also want to take, I believe it's this one, podium, and we can place that in there. Keep the symmetry on those, and then yeah, pretty much everything else we can add in afterwards. I know we put these elegant feathers in, the feather stars in last episode, but I think the best thing to do is just kind of rework this. The biggest thing I want to add in here is a food court into this area here and 2 large tanks over here, and I think that will be the best way to do this. So I'm just going to get rid of everything, and we are going to get a huge amount of money back from all of this. So we'll get rid of all of the podiums and all of this stuff as well. And then we're going to need to empty out these of all the people. We'll get rid of these. And all of this lot as well. And what this will allow us to do is we have a lot of new different modded items that we haven't really properly had a look at yet. So we can build a really nice little food area here, which will be a very good money spinner. And then hopefully once people are done with their food and drink and stuff, they'll actually start wandering off over to other areas. So they won't just stick around here all the time. I think having lots and lots of tanks in here is probably a bad idea, because I want people to spread out all the way up to over here. You can see there's hardly any people over here, but down here this room is just full. So the next thing we want to do is just move people off onto the road away from this bit, including all the staff. They can find their own jobs to do once we start the game again. So all of these out. I want to take them off the edges of the path as well, just so I can see exactly where we are. So you as well, and then you lot will need to move. As you can see, there is lots and lots of people to move. There's also that little staff door as well. What do we have down here? Yeah, I'll get rid of these 2, but I'm going to keep the shark cat shelves, and I'm going to keep the toilets in place because all of that stuff is fine. Yeah, last few people here, and then we're going to put the museum ropes actually roping off this area. There we go. Sell that, and we'll search for museum barriers. These are really quite cool, so we'll add these in just like this all the way along, so we actually completely rope off this area. Like that. Okay, so nobody can get into that bit. And now if we do it across here as well, then nobody will be able to come here. Now if you look at how much money we've got now, we started off with 77,000. We've now got 236,000. So there was a huge amount of money in this place, and a lot of it was actually in the auto feeders. So we will probably have auto feeders again on the tanks that I'm going to put over here. So I think this is going to be the first bit we do. Try and work out what kind of tanks we want and which types of animals we want in here. I want to have 2 tanks really. I want one of them to be saltwater, one of them to be freshwater. The saltwater one is going to be our ecology and the freshwater one is going to be our science. So I think the tanks that we want in here are going to be these tall lagoon tanks. They go up to size 200, so it's a really good size of tank to be adding in here. And if we drag it out, it only goes to a 5x5, which is pretty much perfect for this little space here. So we're going to get 2 of these. Now these are going to be a little bit more difficult to work with in terms of the platforming because they're really tall. So if we just move these out, we'll place one of them there and one of them there first of all. So they are fairly symmetrical. But now we need to add these platforms in to make them okay. Now one of the things we can do is put some things in just like that. And if we say that these are just going to be fully automated, then we could have, well actually if we do it the other way around, it means we can have 3 different auto feeders. So we can put that one there and that one there, that one there and that one there. And then we can have 3 auto feeders on these. So we can go 1 there, we can go 1 there, and we can go 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. So that's one idea. But it means that staff won't be able to get to these tanks at all. So we'd have to make sure that we only have 3 different types of food in these tanks at any one time. Because I believe I haven't changed it. Oh, actually. Oh, no, there you go. Yeah, so these auto feeders do need to be accessed. And that is because these actually hold a backpack and a feeding stick as well for staff. That's something within my auto feeders here. And so yeah, they need to be accessible by staff, which means just a platform. It doesn't check whether the platform is connected to a stairs or not, so staff still can't use the accessories from these, but it does mean that we can actually use the auto feeders without them sending us a warning all the time. So that is one option we could do, and it means we could actually bring these a little bit closer if we wanted. But this is a decent space in the centre, so that we could add in, let's say, the ecology poster. In fact, if we just search for poster, that'll give us both of them. Because we can have the... which would it be? We'd actually have... It might actually be better to have them like that. So we'd actually have it right at the front. And then the science poster right at the front there. So if we get rid of that one and that one, and that one and that one, then we can add in the ecology poster just there, connected to this tank. Actually, let's move it one away from it so people can actually still get behind. And then the science poster can go there and connect onto that one. So this is going to be our freshwater, and this is going to be our... Sorry, no, this is going to be our freshwater, and this is going to be our saltwater. This is going to be full of damsels and all the stuff that was in the corner tank over here. And then this is going to be full of different freshwater animals which will work together. So it'll probably have to be a neutral tank which can be used with both the neutral and the ones that don't care whether it's neutral water or acidic water, where they can be in both. So we can add in all of those different types of animals in there. It's a nice deep tank, so we can add in animals which need to be in a deep tank. We can add in lots of different decorations that need to be in deep tanks as well. So the different types of heating we want in here, we want both of them to be heated, but we want them to be the heating options to be able to be both on hot water and on cold water. Sorry, on salt water and on fresh water. And that is where my mod comes in, the tank care mod. And if we scroll down here, we have unlocked the Apache Tech Heating Pad Mark IV. And so this is the 4th generation of my heaters. We've only got one more to unlock now at rank 12. And so if we place one of these onto there, and one of these onto there, that will actually give us all the heating we need. Now these have some very, very special properties. They have filtration, decent amount of filtration, a decent amount of nitrates reacting, and a decent amount of UV sterilisation as well. Now what they don't have is any of the protein skimming, which means that these can be used both on saltwater and on freshwater tanks, and it's not going to make a difference at all. If I added the protein skimming into this, then you couldn't use it in the freshwater in the freshwater tanks, but because it's not got that, you can use it on both types of tank. And the same with the chiller as well. So we come into here, scroll down, we have the Apache Tech Cooling Pad Mark IV as well. And so this is the Mark IV of the chiller, and this works in exactly the same way. Just add it in here, and I want to take you down just so you can see what these look like as well. Now these were the first heaters and chillers that I actually made. I really love the design of them, and these have a couple of very special properties. The first property is that the guests don't mind them because they look really cool, they look special and futuristic and not just a big box. Then they don't detract from from the guests' happiness or anything like that. They don't complain about seeing them because they are kind of like the special ones which have been made to look nice by the manufacturers for the guests. And the other property they have is that staff and guests can actually walk over them. They can use this space just as they would normally, so they can stand on top of a heater and look into this tank and view the fish, and everything will be fine. And they can also just pathfind over these, so they're really useful to use in very tight spots. So if you're kind of following along at home, if you're using the mods which I'm using, or if you're using my mods just in general for your games, that is the special thing about these ones. And it does say in the tooltip, which isn't in there, it is on here, we can see a combination of water, heating and filtration that takes up less room than it seems. The durable, streamlined design of heating pad allows staff to walk over it. Wear and tear means that heating pad may break down eventually. You can see, but it's a decent time, 20 days. I think that's at 98% on the duration or durability. That's at 98, and then the last one is actually at 100, so it never actually breaks down. That's the idea for that, the proper long-term heating and cooling solutions. So we're going to take the heating pads off of here because we don't actually need those at all. As you can see, they are fairly expensive, and so I have tried to balance them in that way, make them a little bit more expensive than normal just because they've been made to look flash and fancy. So I'm looking through to see what type of animals we want in here, and I think one of the first things we want to see is, do we want to use this as wimp tank or do we want to use this as a bully tank? And just having a quick look through this list, I can see a lot more bully icons when I can wimp icons. So that means we'll be able to add in a lot more different types of animal if we use the bullies rather than wimps. So to settle that score immediately, I'm going to add in one of these deciculous ones there. and then this tank is locked in as a bully tank, and it means we can essentially just go through this list and pretty much from top to bottom, apart from these wimps here, we can just add all of these in and get a huge number of animals. I'm going to try and stick away from the shoulders as well, just so that we're not wasting space with with too many different types. Oh, we have 2 of those humbugs. We don't want that. And we have 2 of those ridiculous ones. There we go. Now, King Demoiselle, we can't use. This one we can't use. We have one of those, one of those. We don't want those ones. So now we're on the 3-spot deciculus. Yep, we can have one of those. That one will seem fine. Now Nemo, well, we do actually have one of those somewhere else, but he'll be fine to add into here as well. Cross Damsel. You can only have one of these anyway, that'll be fine. We have the Cocoa Damselfish, that one will be fine. Da Vinci Clownfish, that'll be fine. Now we actually unlocked a lot of these different clownfish as well, which is good. These add a huge amount more variety, both in colour and just in the sheer amount of animals we can have in. We need one of those as well. Let's see what else. Have I missed any? No. So we're coming past the maroon ones. We have the cinnamon. We have the Ocellaris and the bow tie. The Hawaiian. Princess. Sergeant Major. Well, actually, no. That seemed like it was going to be a... Okay, other damsels are present, so we can't have you. And I believe that you are a shoaler. Yes, you are. We can't have the shoaler. This one. Yeah, that's fine. Also, what I'm going to do just before we carry on is I'm going to put in one of these guys. Just there. So we are getting all of their needs met. And you cannot go in there either. So we're going to carry on with that after just filtering down which ones we can't have in there. But I want to try and get as many in as we can. So coming down, can't do the Sergeant Major, that's the last one we did. Green pellets. No, I don't want you in. At the moment, I think we're only using 2 different types. Zooplankton and orange pellet. But some of these may have green pellets as well. Well, it's looking like the shoalers have the green pellets, and we don't want those. That is... Oh, these can be used as a single, so we'll use that one. Maroon clownfish, yes, that can be, and it is a bully, so that'll be okay. This one will be okay. That one can't be. Let's go down further. We need... Now that's the one I said I wasn't too sure about, because it eats green pellets. It'll be the only one in the tank that can eat green pellet. But we'll see by the end of it where we're at. They're shoaling. Garibaldi. Yes, we can use you. You're big though. Oh no, we definitely can't add you. You are cold water. Should have seen that. And yeah, it seems like that's the last of the damsels, at least. But now we have the Demoiselle pack as well, so we can add all of these in. Let me just add all of these in off camera, because you just see me add a load in before. And there we go. And it does look like we only have 3 different types, so we can definitely add these in. You are complaining But another green pellet eater. Right, okay. We knew that might be an issue, and it is. We'll get rid of you. But we do have... how much? 32 different types of animal in there now. That's a really, really good amount. It gives us 1,600 spare ecology and 32 prestige just from this one poster here. That is brilliant. So now we want to settle these ones at the back. So this is going to be for orange pellets. And it does seem like it does have enough. That's good. This is going to be for zooplankton. And this one is going to be for green pellets. Now that... oh no, we've taken the green pellet eater out. One that could only be in the tank eating green pellets. So we are actually free to add in more green pellet eaters into here as well. Also, just with this one drop-off thing at the back, then we have enough decoration in here. So that's good as well. And so now we actually want to have a look at this tank here with the freshwater animals in it. So for the freshwater animals, we're going to have a look through here a little bit before we start adding stuff in, because there are so many different things which we need to look out for with the freshwater animals. So I'm first of all looking at the different types. So again, we're going to have to decide between bully and wimp, but it looks like it might just be between those two. We have another wimp here and another wimp here, and another wimp here. Okay, so this looks like it's going to be a wimp tank, because we're hopefully going to add in a fair few of these different things into here. This I'm hoping to add in as well. This is going to be a very good animal to add in, just because it's got so many different things on its bar here. And so that's what we're looking for within this tank. We're not looking for necessarily the smallest animals, not necessarily looking for the easiest animals to keep. What we are looking for is the ones with the most amount of stickers within its box here. So this one would be a good one as well, for instance. But what we really need is different stickers. So where this one might be good and this one might be good, we might have a lot of overlapping stuff, which we're going to have to look out for as well. I believe you get a bonus for adding one which is for neutral and one which is for acidic or neutral, I think at least. So we're going to add this one in first, and this is going to be our base to work around. So we're going to add 2 of those into there. Now these are looking for stimulation. These need a total of 5 different decorations, but we're going to add that in later on, so we're not too worried about that. It does need some bogwood and it does need some cave as well. But yeah, we'll work out the decorations in a bit. These also need vegetables, so we will actually add vegetables in here first of all. That is going to be our first different type of food. And so next we need to have a look at what else we're going to add in here with it. So it is breedable. It will eat arthropods, that will give us a bonus. What actually might really help us here is if we bring this up. We already have 5 different uniques in here, and you can see we have shoalers, cave lovers, bog lover, wimp and explorer. So the different type of water doesn't make a difference, it seems. But things like... right, we can't add a bully in, so that's okay. This one. So this has got territorial. It requires open space, but that open space may be difficult to counter. It's also an active swimmer, and it eats brine shrimp. So that'll be a different type of food that we have to add in. So I think we'll add 2 of these in as well. That's going to bring this up to 9. So that's good. We could do with a plant lover. Oh, and also this is... which one was it? get rid of you. Get you up. Yeah, the feather fins. You are fine apart from just needing some rock. So yes, we could do with a plant lover in here as well. And you are nibbleable, so we can't have the nibblers. This butterfly ram would be quite good because it is hybridizable. And pairs only. And so long as we... Oh no, this is acidic. So we can't have that one in. I was going to say, with the breedable ones, so long as we don't like have their needs met, then they won't start breeding. Which is good for us at the moment. We will start breeding platform later on in the game, but not at this stage. So this one might be good. We only need one of these guppies. It is hybridizable, and it is a plant lover, and it does eat brine shrimp. So I'll add one of those in there as well. And just because we've got one of them means that it won't be able to breed, which is good. And so now this is up at 10, because that's given us the plant lover trait. Is there anything else we can add in which would be good? I mean, it would be good to get an... oh no, we've got active swimmer. We've got territorial. What else would we be able to add into here? Let's have a look at a few of these others. Breedable and hybridizable aren't actually traits which are recognised, which is interesting. This one has nothing new. The open space, we may be able to sort something out with the open space, but it is going to be difficult. Actually, no, it's not. We don't really need much plant life or anything in here at the moment. So we could get open space with you, but you are acidic, so we can't add you. We definitely don't want the piranhas. The pacu is a big, big fish. Is greedy, requires open space, but is plant destroyer. So we're going to have to work out whether we can add this one in. This would add in another 2 different types as well. So I do want to see if we can add in the pacu. Whether that is going to work. Because we've only got basically the outside and a little bit of the centre to work with in terms of adding in what we need. I think we need 12 plants in total to be able to make that work with the plant destroyer. Just having a quick look through to see if there's anything else we want to add in. I mean, we've got 12 total in here at the moment. It's not quite as good as I thought it would be. Any other different types? We have stuff that can eat crabs, but this is probably... Oh no, it's a nibbler. We can't add it in anyway. However, fan shrimp is size 3. Pacu doesn't eat anything. It is these guys, the earth eaters. Up to size 3, these are size 3, and it looks like they are not armoured. Doesn't have this symbol. So yeah, these would be eaten. Again, we could have this, but it needs land. So if we swap this out for a land tank, we could do that, but hey, never mind. And then this one, again, has nothing new. These guys, yeah, I don't think there's anything really new we can add in here at the moment. Oh, flat surface lover. Okay. That's new, but would require us to have supplement as well. So I think we'd have to do without that for now. This one, fruit, that is a third, but we can deal with a third. It is huge. No, it'll eat everything else in the tank. This guy will eat up to size 2. So you are size 4. You are size 5. You're size 2, so it would eat the guppy. but it would add arthropods, so we could get rid of the guppy and add this one in instead. Because the guppy is not armoured. Is there anything else? No, we don't want these ones because these are specifically for the terrariums. And so are those ones, and so is that. So is that as well. Okay, so yeah, that looks like all we could really do for now with those. So we want plenty of plant life in here. So what's going to give us the best plant life coverage? Looks like it might be the snake grass. So if we add in the snake grass at the back, one there and one there, and one there, then that will deal with the pacus need for food. We are actually still at 1%. So we would actually need another one of those. Maybe this pacu is a bit too big for this tank. If we get rid of that, and it takes it down to 10, it only gets rid of 2, but it means we can actually cater this tank a lot better. So we want to have in as well, in here, we're going to have 2 rock, 2 bogwood and 4 cave. So we're on freshwater. Freshwater only. Don't need the plants. We can collapse all. So we want some rock. So we'll add in some flat slate. That'll give us the rock that we need. We need some cave and some bogwood. Not too much of each either. So we've got caves. If we go for... yeah, we can add in any of these, okay. I think probably best. I'm surprised that like some of this will go in here. So if we put a pitted column, yeah, it doesn't go in. The tank does not meet the object's depth requirement. What depth is this? Oh wow, this is classed as depth 0? Really? That's odd. That may be an oversight within the mod, that. Not too sure, because that seems odd, but it's not classed as a deep tank. I think it should be at least size 2. So we can add in the deep tank stuff into it. So yeah, we're going to have to add in something like this cave instead. And now we just need bogwood, which will come back into here. Go for bogwood. And don't need too much, just add in a bogwood log into there. And that is this tank sorted, apart from adding in the brine shrimp. There we go. Okay. So that is both of these tanks sorted now. So I'm just finishing taking out these museum signs here, and we can actually now open this up to the public again. Everyone will reset all of their priorities. We'll stick it on passport just so we can see exactly what's going on. But this is where I think I want to end it for today. We're going to get on with the food court next episode. It's been really good to get these sorted though, to get a really good selection of damsels and demoiselles and disiculuses and stuff and clownfish within this tank, and I think it looks really quite cool. If we have a look, if we start adding in as many different fish as we can into this tank, we all work together, we'll have a beautiful multicoloured tank full of fish. I still think this looks a little bit empty from where I really want it to be. And then in this tank, it's not going to be as full, but we can definitely add in a few more different types of animals into here. and it's given us a really good boost to ecology and a really good boost to science as well. So that is where we're going to end it for today. So thank you very much for joining me today. If you did enjoy this episode, please leave a like, comment and subscribe on the video and to the channel, and I will see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting me by subscribing to the channel and liking and commenting on the videos. Thanks. See you next time.